Hey guys, we are live. My name is Andrew and I'm part of the marketing team over at SEO Ranking. The topic of today's webinar is what SEO Ranking can do to streamline your work with clients as an agency. So if you work run an agency, if you work with clients in teams or as a freelancer, this is the webinar is just for you. So let's get started. As you can see on my screen, we have the main dashboard of SEO Ranking, and here we have different graphs. You can switch around the time period to look at to get different information depending on what you need. And this is all about your projects. So, this is the list of projects. But first, let me tell you a bit about the logic behind how you do this. So you first need to click Create Project. I'm not gonna go into the creation wizard right now, but it's very simple. You just type in the URL of your website, add the keywords that you're targeting, or we have a list of suggestions that you can use, and then specify the search engines where you want to track all your activities. So it's very simple. And once you do that, you will be able to find your project or the website that you added. You will be able to find it in the list right over here. I'm going to tell you about all the tools that are linked to specific projects that you create in SEO Ranking, such as rankings and other things that you see here. And then we're going to take a look at all the tools that are not linked to any project and that you can use as is. So since if you're working with clients, then you probably there's a chance that a team member of yours is responsible for a couple of websites, or maybe you have a couple of websites from the same client, and you can group them. So right here, you can just group your websites to make it easier to just to see all the data in a quick glance. And once you pick the website that you want to get more information on, simply click on the rankings icon right here, or navigate to the top where I showed you before and find the first tool right over here. So let's do that. So as you can see here, it may seem like a lot at first glance, but it's very simple. We have the search engine that is being tracked for the specific website. We have a list of keywords that are grouped right now. So you just see the group has now been expanded. We have all the keywords that are being tracked by this specific website. It could be your client's website. And besides the rankings data for each of the past days, you have additional information such as search volume, SERP features, plus we have a column here that allows you to add a third parameter to the table. If you're not sure what each parameter means, you can hover over the tooltip and get additional information and to understand how to make use of it. So if you're working with a lot of keywords, which is usually the case, there may be a need to group them, as is the case in the example that I'm showing you. So you can just mark the keywords that you want to group together depending on their characteristics. Maybe they belong to the same category. Maybe they have a high search volume. Maybe they convert the best or the worst, or just depending on their common characteristics. And then once you've checked all the keywords that you want to group together, find this icon right over here and create a new group. That way, it'll just be easier to find everything and manage a lot of keywords. Besides being able to group your keywords, you can also tag them. So if you already have a couple of keywords in a group, you can add additional information to them that looks something like this ultimately. So the idea here is, once again, you just select a keyword, and you can tag them right over here, or you can use the hamburger icon right over here and do it from here. It's also very easy. Just give it a good name, select a color, and click apply. So I don't think there's a limit on the number of tags that you can create, so this is very useful. Why am I telling you about tags? Because not only does it give you a visual like summary of everything that's going on, but you can also go over here to the filter section and select a group or select a tag and only view those specific keywords and just find out how they are ranking. All the data here can be exported, but before I get to the next section, I also want to show you a cool thing about what we can do with keywords in terms of rankings. We have the opportunity to set the target URL. What this means is that our system will understand that this is the web page that you want to show to be displayed in search results for the specific keyword. If this is not the case, you will get a dash, or you will get or the ranking position will be highlighted in red. If it is highlighted in red, this means that a different page from your own website, from your client's website in this case, is getting ranked for this specific keyword. So you want to look into what makes these two pages similar, because you don't want keyword cannibalization is something that's going to affect the entire website. So make sure to optimize that. So in other cases, if you set the target URL and the web page that you're targeting did not appear in the top 100 search results, you will get a dash. Another thing, for example, if you're reporting to clients and we were checking rankings and their website crashed for a second or a minute or longer than that, and during this time we were checking rankings, so that you don't have to recheck the entire ranking process and start and just launch the process again, you can manually set the position. So by clicking on the dash or any of the results, for that matter, in the table, you will get additional information in a pop-up. As you can see, you have the keyword, the URL that appeared for this specific keyword, the data that we're analyzing. You can view the live results just to be sure, and you can use the cached copy. For example, if you're reporting to clients and they want confirmation that their position was a couple of days ago was in a certain position. So just by clicking on this, so as you can see here, we have the cached copy that shows exactly where the website was ranking for the specific keyword. Because I clicked a dash, we're not going to see anything here, but you can go ahead and change that. And also we have the opportunity to go directly to the SERP competitors tool or the top 100 search results, and I'm gonna get to that a bit later. But in regard to setting the position manually, you can do it right over here, so that you don't have to recheck rankings. So just set the position that you checked was the website was ranking for in the specific time date, and you can set it to whatever number it was. Set it, and then you can export the result to your clients as confirmation of what is happening with their website. The next cool thing in terms of communication with clients with this tool is the guest link. So just by clicking on the guest link and copying it, you can send it over to a client and they will have view-only access to the rankings table. So everything you can find over here and under these tabs, plus they will have access to analytics and traffic, which we will get to next, and the competitors module. And before we move on to the analytics and traffic module, I just want to say that if you are already using a different software other than SEO ranking to track your clients' rankings, you can reach out to our support team and they will let you know if we are technically capable of transferring all your data to SEO ranking, which should be the case. I mean, most of the time it is the case. Let's continue to the next module, which is analytics and traffic. And for this, I'm going to select a different project where we have everything connected, all the Google services. So as you can see here, we have connected Google Analytics and Google Search Console, which allows you to not to forget about switching between tabs to see what is happening. And especially if this is the case for your clients, you don't have to access their Google account data and keep your own data open if you wanted to. And you can just manage all your clients' Google service data from this tab. You can look at this overview of snippets. And yeah, by the way, you can just scroll down and get the same information that you get in Google Analytics in the first tab, and then you have the Google Search Console data, which is pretty sensitive. Now, I'm not going to go into that right now in terms of displaying it, but as you can see, everything is synced with your account. And you can, by the way, you can also look at this page snippets. So just select a keyword that you are targeting in search, and just here you can see what the preview of what it looks like in the search results. Now, another cool thing that I want to show you about the analytics and traffic module is the SEO potential. So the SEO potential allows you to get an idea of how much traffic and income your clients can make if you boost their traffic, their traffic volumes. So to do this, you need to set the conversion into sales rate. This means that 1 out of 100 website visitors perform the targeted action, which is probably going to be like a sale in this case. And then you specify how much money you make from each sale, well, the average income. And then the first table will be populated with the results. So for example, if I change it to 20, I'm going to get a different results in the table, as you can see. So this gives you not the idea, but gives you information about what is currently happening with this website in terms of traffic and potential income from the given traffic volume. But if I go to the table below, we can calculate the expected traffic volume and send that over to send that data over to a client as like a roadmap of where they can be. So how does this work? You need to set the top rankings range, meaning the top 3 results, top 5 results, or top 10 results. So this means that if you set it to top 10, all of the keywords that are tracked in the given project will be randomly ranked among the top 10 search results. And then let me just change it to, for example, to 9, so that you will see the data in the table change. So as you can see, it changed. So if you do your job very well as an agency, and all of the keywords that they are targeting are ranked among the top 9 positions, these are the income and the numbers that your client will get. So once again, you can export this data and send it over to a client. Now let's move on to the next module, which is competitors. So for example, your client's website dropped in rankings because of a Google algorithm update. And if you want to prove that, you can show them how their direct competitors are ranking. And if their ranking positions dropped as well, this is going to serve you as proof. It's going to help you out a lot. So the data right over here is very similar to what we saw in the rankings table, but it gives you a different overview of the entire competitor. And you can add up to 5 competitors that you're going to monitor, that you're going to keep track of. Sorry, let me just switch it over to a different account. Let's go back to one where we have everything nice and neat. Once again, yeah, so let's go back to Apple. And we have a lot of the 3 options that we have added, and they are being tracked for the same keywords that we are targeting for our target website, so your client's website in this case, which is very useful. That way you can always know how you are performing in terms of the keywords that you're targeting for your client's campaigns. Now, to get additional information on any of the added competitors, just let's go over to the rankings icon right over here. So once it loads up, it's very similar to the data that I showed you in the rankings tab, in the rankings module, but this time you're able to see how you are ranking, your latest rankings for your own website, and how your competitors were ranking in the last 3 days. But you can also play around with the calendar and set different dates. Once again, you can add up to 3 parameters just to make it easier to analyze all of the data that you see here. Now, one of my favorites tool is the next one that I'm going to show you. It's the serve competitors, as I already showed you in the pop-up where I showed you the cached and live results. So the SERP competitors allows you to basically go back in time and look at the ranking dynamics for all of the keywords that you are targeting in your campaigns. So as you can see here, we have the list of all the keywords that are targeted for the website apple.com. You can select a different search engine to look at, plus change the dates in the calendar. And below we have all the cool a lot of cool data visually shown. So in addition to being able to tag all the results and get additional metrics on them, such as Moz domain authority, Alexa rank, and the total number of backlinks to get a better idea of who you're going up against, you can also just click on any of the websites here and see their exact ranking dynamics. So as you can see, the businessinsider.com dropped in rankings and then totally fell out of the top 100 index altogether. You can click on any other one to see if they are a more stable player. So this is something very useful, and it just visually just shows you instantly what the situation is. The last tab is visibility rating. So the visibility rating tab contains a list of websites that are featured among the top 10 search results for all of the keywords tracked in the project. The higher the visibility rating, the more likely a website is to be found online. But in this case, we have the visibility column right over here, and it says that 58% of results for the keyword play.google.com are the same as for the website apple.com. So this means that this is going to be pretty much the most direct competitor of apple.com in terms of all of the websites and all of the web pages that appear in the search results, and all of the keywords that they are targeting. So this is something to look at as well. Now, moving on, we have the marketing plan. This also serves as a roadmap of all the steps that you plan to take to boost your website, your client's website. And as you can see, we have on-site optimization and off-site optimization steps, including mobile optimization, and you can even add your own tasks if that's something that your client wants. Or if you don't see a step that you really want to perform and you want to keep tabs on it. So just simply go down the list and check off all the steps that have been completed, and then you can even add the marketing plan to monthly or weekly or even daily reports to send out to clients, just to show that work is being done. So this is something very useful. Plus, you have the list of business listings that give you an idea where you can get your client's website listed for additional exposure and for more backlinks. And so that this will also help them out and help you out as well. One of our key tools in SEO ranking, besides the keyword rank tracker, which keeps track of keyword rankings, is the website audit. So the website audit just fully scans the entire website of your client, or it can be any website actually, and it gives you an overall score of the website, points out important fixes and semi-important fixes, gives you a list of all the pages and so on. You get data on the website's Moz domain authority, so you have a lot of cool stuff here. And before I scroll down to show you the details, you can also generate an XML sitemap right over here and mark off the elements that you want to include in it. You can send it over to your client via email, or download it and then send it to a teammate or a client as well, just to give them an idea of what needs to be done on their website, so that they already have a visual understanding of all the steps that you're going to take to help them climb that ranking ladder. Now, the most important part of the report is right here. So we have a lot of different sections here, such as health check, page analysis, the metadata analysis. That includes if you have any duplicate titles, if the titles are too long, too short. It analyzes the content, all the headings in it, if all the links are working properly, if they have the anchor text in them. You can also analyze images, mobile optimization, and even if it's safe to browse your website and if it's quick enough. All right, now let's go back to the top. And here we have another tab that gives you more specific information about your website, or your client's website in this case. So you have the full list of every page that was found by our bot during the audit. And it is supported by a lot of information, such as whether or not it is blocked by the robots TXT file, the status code of the web page. So 200 is what you're looking for. And you have a lot of different information here. If you scroll to the right, you'll just, there's just so much data that you can work with, and gives you an understanding of each web page that was found. And plus you have similar information on all the links that were found on the specific website, along with important data. And the same goes for all the images that were crawled and found during the audit. So for example, before starting to work with the client, you already performed an audit of their web page, of their website, and you can compare crawls. So for example, you already started working with them, a couple of months went by, or a month went by, and you already did some things to fix their website, and you can just select 2 different dates and show your clients that something that you did in fact change something, that progress is being made, and that everything is going according to plan. Once again, you can send it via email straight away, or download the report. A lot of our customers requested for us to create a tool that allows them to keep track of every web page that they have or that they manage for clients, because sometimes a client can change something on a website without telling you. Yeah, maybe you can give me a shout out in the chat if that has been the case for any one of you. You don't want them to mess up all the hard work that you've been doing. This tool allows you to keep track of all the changes that are being made on all of the websites that you are responsible for, or your own websites, and so on. So here we have the graph that shows us all the history of all the changes. We have the list of all the web pages that are being tracked, the total number of changes, and the exact scanning date. So if you just click on a web page that you are tracking, you will get a list of everything that has changed on their website. So as you can see here, we have a notification that shows us that the change was made in the robots TXT file. And if something was deleted or removed, it is going to be marked in red or salmon color, I think this is. And if something was added, it will be marked in green. Plus, you can click on the magnifying glass icon to get more details on what exactly changed. So this is something very useful. Yeah, but I'm just showing you the end result of this setup. I'm just going to also go back. You can also compare all the web page changes just to see what exactly changed if you were not on top of everything that was happening. But let me also show you the setup of this tool. So first we have to add the pages. You can do it either manually, you can upload a ready file, or you can choose what the web pages that you want to keep track of from the list of all the web pages that were found during the website audit. So just mark the ones that you're interested in keeping tabs on, and click Add Pages. Then we have to go to the next step, which is monitoring, and this is very important. We have the Start Monitor and End Monitor tags right over here that you have to add into the HTML code of your client's website to keep track of all the elements that you see above here. So just set it maybe at the top and at the very end of the HTML code to keep track of everything that is going on a specific web page. If you don't do this, our system will only be able to keep track of the title element, the description element, and the keywords element. So this is something very useful. If you're like tracking a competitor, it's probably going to be very difficult to insert a code into their website. But if it's a client, then it's in their own interest to do this. Plus, you can do this for your own website just to make sure that nothing is changed by a teammate accidentally. And the last step for the setup of the page changes monitoring tool is the frequency. So decide how often you want our system to analyze the web page. So you can do it as often as every day or on demand, every week, every month, and so on. And also make sure you set a good time, because afterwards you'll get a report. And so you probably don't want to get this report at like 9 p.m. So maybe you want it early in the morning. Well, it's up to you. And then select how you want to get notified. You can get notified right over here and near the bell icon, which is our notification hub, or you can add up to 5 emails, and that will get notified as soon as the report has been completed. Now, besides doing on-page optimization that includes fixing all the technical errors and so on, you have to also probably work with the off-page elements of your client's website. So let's go over to the Backlink Monitoring tool. Well, I'm going to start off with one of the coolest things about this tool is that if you have your Google Search Console data connected to the tool, all the backlinks from your website, from your client's website, will be automatically updated and synced with this specific tool. So you don't have to go back and forth and add backlinks, although you can do that. So as you can see here, we have the list of all the backlinks that were found on the analyzed website. You get a list of all the anchor texts, all the pages, and plus we have the option to add the backlinks that are harming your client's website or that are of poor quality. You can add them to the disavow list and then submit it to Google. So what you do is just find the backlinks that are either not found or dead maybe, and then click right over here and disavow them. You can either disavow the entire domain with subdomains, just a single domain, or just the URL. So once you do that, you can go to the disavow tab here and use these links to submit your list to Google. And what this does is that it tells Google that you don't want these pages to be taken into account when they are crawling and indexing your client's website or the analyzed website. I rushed through this pretty quickly. And so these were all the tools that are linked to specific projects. So as you can see, we can find them in this list, and you can go through navigate to them right over here, which is very useful, or you can just do it as I was doing basically during this part of the webinar. Now, the next thing that I want to show you in this webinar is the tools, all the tools that are not linked to any of the project that you create in SEO ranking. So let's start off with the SEO PPC Competitor Research tool. So this tool basically can give you information about any website and any keyword anywhere in the world. And you can get a lot of data on organic and paid traffic and paid activities, everything that is going on with either a website or a web page. So let me start off by typing in apple.com, selecting the region United States, and click Analyze. So once the data loads up, you'll get an overview of everything that is going on in organic and paid search for the specific website. Plus you get the list at the top here shows all the countries where this website is most active in terms of organic promotion. All this data is clickable, so you can just expand to see all the keywords that they are targeting in organic and paid search. And as you scroll down, you get different graphs that allow you to see if everything is going according to plan. If the graph is going up, that means that everything is going great for them. So this also gives you an opportunity to not only check a website, your client's website as you are working with them, but you can also check any potential client's website. And if you see that something is either missing or you already have an idea of how they used to work in the past, you can use this data to get an understanding of what their expectations were in the past, or maybe where they were doing something wrong. Well, you're the expert basically. So it's up to you to analyze the data and see how you can help your client out. So as you scroll down, you get a lot of summary data on organic search, such as competitors, the top pages, top subdomains. You get a similar data on paid traffic. That includes the distribution of paid keyword rankings and different comparisons, semantic comparisons with the different competitors. And at the very bottom, one of the cool things is the list of most popular keyword ads. So here you see all the most popular keywords that Apple.com is targeting in paid search, obviously on Google Ads. So if you hover over any of the ads here, you see the exact copy that they used, and you can also get more specific information on this, when exactly this ad was run on Google Ads, for what occasion, for what keyword, and what website was promoted, what page was promoted. So this is something very useful if you're looking for a way to outrank them and maybe use their past mistakes and successes to not do the same thing for you, and you could just use their already existing information to and do it better than them. And so as you scroll down, you scroll up. Sorry. I'm going to show you that you have the View Detailed Report button, and that is next to almost every section of this overview report. So what you can do is either click on this to get more detailed on the respective sections, such as organic traffic, or you can go to the menu on the left-hand side and go to the section that you want this way. So the only difference between the organic and paid traffic research sections here, other than of everything, I mean, just in terms of the points that we cover here, we have the ads history here, as I showed you. So you can just click through it and get a lot more information. You can use filters to find exactly what it is that you're interested in. So this is something very, very cool. Now, before we move on, let me show you how this works in terms of keyword research. So we are going to go over here and click keyword. And then I'm going to type apple, the fruit, not the company this time. And let's see what results we get. So we have a summary that includes the search volume of the keyword. Obviously, it's going to be very, very high. You have the click cost assessment of the CPC, the traffic cost assessment, what the level of competition on Google Ads is, and so on. You have the Google Trends data that we just pull up here, so you don't have to switch to Google Trends to see if the keyword is popular or not, if that's something maybe that you're not interested in targeting right now. Obviously, this is not a keyword that most of you are going to be targeting, so it's up to you, and you're probably going to get more specific than just a single keyword. And as you scroll down, you see the top websites ranking in organic search and in paid search for this specific keyword. And one of the most important things here and most valuable things here in terms of semantic research or the keywords that you want to target for your client's website or for your own website for that matter, is the similar keywords section. So I'm going to click on View Detailed Report, and we're going to get a list of similar, related, and long-tail keywords. So as you can see, we have over 150,000 keywords that are similar to the keyword apple. You can use the filter to maybe change the search volume that you're going to look at. Maybe you want to single out and look at only keywords with a high search volume. It's up to you, but you can do this. You can just scroll down through the list, which is very, very long, and find something that maybe you're not using on your own website, or maybe you see that a client will benefit from targeting a different set of keywords. In the next tab, we have a list of related keywords. So the difference between the similar and related keywords is that we have the relevance metric right over here that lets you know that 54% of the web pages that appear in the search results for the keyword apple and the keyword apla and apple, which are obviously misspellings of the keyword apple, but still somebody is targeting them and people are getting results for it. So this is something that helps you understand the most direct keywords that are linked to your target keyword, but obviously it's up to you to see if you want to target them or not. And the last list we have here is long tail keywords. So obviously, if you're aware of them, they don't have a very large search volume, and we don't even provide data on it right here, but you can go ahead and copy a keyword and enter it here and find out if it has a search volume, which is probably, if there's going to be a search volume, it's probably going to be like 10 or 20 monthly searches. But in any case, what you can do is just go down the list and find keywords that have maybe long tail keywords that have maybe a very specific search intent, a user intent, meaning that I want to buy an Apple iPhone near Baltimore or something like that. So something very specific. If that is the case, maybe you want to target this keyword, which is going to be a good way to get clients that are going to be at the very end of the sales funnel, so they are ready to convert. So also don't neglect this list. It's very useful. Okay, we actually have an opportunity to make it possible for you to upload your keywords to the system if you are targeting a very specific niche. And for example, if you target the keyword, if one of the keywords that you're targeting for your client's website is like oxy-fueled welding torch or something like that. So that's not how welding is spelled. But just to give you a more specific example of what the situation can be. Yeah, see, it's taking too long to analyze, so probably the system doesn't have specific data for this specific target keyword. So if that is going to be the case, yeah, I'm not going to wait around till it just shows us no results. But in this situation, you can go to expand database and submit your website along with all the keywords that you're targeting already or that you want to target, and we will analyze all the data and provide you with specific results for your website or for your client's website for that matter. So with this tool is actually very extensive, and there's a lot to cover. So I'm going to ask Daniel to throw the link to this video, the video that we have on the SEO PPC Competitor Research tool, into the chat. And let's move on to the next tool that we have here. It is called the Backlink Checker. So since we already looked at the Backlink Monitoring tool, which allows you to keep tabs on all the backlinks that you already have access to, the Backlink Checker tool allows you to get information on the backlink profile of any website, just any website out there. So you can research your competitors, you can research your potential clients before you start working with them to get an idea of what's going on in their backlink, with their backlinks. So just type in a website, click search, and as a result, you'll get a report that looks something like this. So we actually redesigned this section. Now it has a lot more visual data, and it is stacked more neatly, and it's not just plain old numbers and raw data. So you can just analyze it here and get a better understanding of the entire backlink profile of the website that you're analyzing. So the most important part of the Backlink Checker is the backlinks. So let's go to this tab, and here we have the entire list of all the backlinks that were found for the analyzed website that I just inserted. And here we have additional information on it. And if, for example, you don't have access to a website, or you don't have access to the backlink to Google Search Console data, you can manually go to this tool and add all the new backlinks that are not a part of the Backlink Monitoring tool. You can just manually add them to the Backlink Monitoring tool right over here. You can just add all the backlinks, add the selected backlinks, and yeah, it's very useful. And once again, you can export all the data here and use it later on. I already showed you the website audit tool, which analyzes the entire website, but we have another tool that allows you to analyze a specific web page and find out how well optimized it is for the target keyword. So what you just do is click audit a new page, enter the URL of the web page that you want to check, and then enter the target keyword. So let's go back to a report that we have created beforehand. So here we have a website, we have a target keyword. As you can see, the target keyword is right over here. Here we have the website, and we have a similar report to the website audit that includes analysis of key domain characteristics, page title, meta description, link analysis, load speed. So everything, all the factors that matter in terms of getting your web page ranked for the specific target keyword. So all the technical and even some issues that may be bothering human, like people, bothering us, such as the page loading speed, or maybe the visual appearance of something. So maybe an image is broken. So just analyze all this data. And if you see something that if something is broken or it has like a yellow or a red icon next to it, you can click on details to get more information on what needs to be fixed. Once again, you can download this data and send it over to a client. And we actually have another tool that uses the on-page SEO checker. And this is one of the tools that you guys can get by submitting a question to Daniel. So the tool is called Lead Generator. So let me quickly show you how this tool works. So I'm gonna go over to one of our clients' websites. And as you can see at the bottom here, yeah, although it's not, something is on top of it, but still we have the on-page SEO checker widget right over here. Okay, it opened up, as you can see. And what this widget does is that it offers your visitors, your website visitors, an opportunity to get a free report on one of their web pages in terms of how well it's optimized for a keyword. So in return, they get a report that points out everything that's wrong, and you, as an agency, can get their email, plus you also get the report. And you can use this report to straight away reach out to these people via email and let them know that you can help them out and fix all the problems that have been listed in the report. So this is a great way of just converting your website visitors into leads and then potential customers. So let's go back to the tool and let me show you how the setup works. So first, let's go to the widget setup, and we have 4 options here. We have the button, the web form, the push notification, and the pop-up. So in the example that I just showed you, we had the web form. So I'm gonna select it just to make it easier to understand what's happening. And as you scroll down, you get the opportunity to set up the widget, change all the text in it, add additional fields, make some fields mandatory. You can add a GDPR consent form, which is a must-have right now. You can customize the button, well, basically everything. And the most important part of this page specifically is the HTML code for the widget. So just copy it and add it to your website. Let's go next to the settings tab for the lead generator. And here you can specify up to 5 emails that will get notified as soon as a web page visitor, your website visitor completes this form. You can specify the exact people that can get notified, for example, the responsible people, and they will also get a report on everything that's wrong. So they can straight away start working on a letter, or we have actually a template here that they can use that can actually go out momentarily. So this is just straight away starts the entire process of converting your leads now into sales, into potential customers. Additionally, we have the opportunity to integrate Bitrix 24 and Zapier. You can specify the settings of the report, upload your own logo and company name so that there is no affiliation of SE ranking at all. So this is just going to be look as if it is your own making the report. So this is your own product. To make it easier to not go over budget, you can set a limit on the number of people who can make use of the lead generator widget on your website. For example, if you set it to 10, maybe you can't, besides the budget, maybe the limit depends on how many reports you can analyze. So it's up to you. And plus you can just set the overall daily budget for the entire tool. The backlist is also useful in case somebody wants to return to your website every day and just get a free report on all the pages one by one. So you want to avoid something like that. So make sure to do that. Plus, the last option here gives you the opportunity to add the Google Analytics tracking code to keep an eye on new leads via your analytics system. Once everything has been set up and everything has taken off, and you have a lot of people interacting with your widget, you can go to the Leads tab, and where you'll get a list of everyone who has submitted an email along with their name. Yeah, Elon Musk. Wow, I thought he had resources to not to get help from us. Either way, you get a lot of information here that you can use and straight away understand who you already reached out to or not, and so on. Plus, you get the opportunity to view the ratio of page views and how many views converted into leads and how many leads converted into sales. Plus, you can see what the numbers are in terms of 1 day, 1 month, and the average per day. So you have a lot of points to look at to make it easier for you to understand what is happening. Now, if you want to not only send the on-page SEO checker to your clients, but if you want to give them an opportunity to use SEO ranking, like everything that I showed you, you can give them an opportunity to use SEO ranking as if it's your own platform. So I'm talking, of course, about the white label feature. You can be found under your account profile button. So let's just click on white label, and I'm gonna run through it quickly. So you can change the name of the domain that will appear once they access SEO rankings. Well, it's going to be your, it's not going to be a SEO rankings SEO software anymore after you start using the white label. So you just specify the domain that you want to show up and search at the top right over here. So we will just take away everything that is related to SEO ranking. You can play around and change the interface and login scheme, login page color scheme to make it appear more personal for you. Plus, of course, you can upload your own logo and the name of your company. Just add it and apply all the changes. Change the header, the footer, add all the relevant links. Customize the setting of the reports that go out for the on-page checker, as you can see here. And you can even customize everything related to emails. So the best part is that everything is hosted on our own servers. You don't have to do anything additional to get this thing running. And here you can see you can even use your own SMTP server to send reports and emails if that is something that you want to do. The white label feature is only available if you are subscribed to SEO Ranking Plus or SEO Ranking Enterprise. So if you are on the optimum subscription plan, you will unfortunately not be able to access this. One of the most popular questions for teams, for agencies when doing research for a solution that will help them work in teams with clients and manage SEO is how many users can I add to the system and how much does it cost to add each additional user? So the good news is that you can add an unlimited number of users and for free. You can do this for free. So let's go over to the users tool right over here, area of the platform. And here we have already a list of, well, not everyone because there's just one person, but you see who has access to this specific account. You can see their permissions. And we're gonna get to this a bit later on. Right now, I wanna show you how you can add a new user and what a level of access you can give them. So the two types of accounts you can create are manager and client account. So the client account is basically a view-only account. They can't change anything, thank God. So this is, I'm not gonna dive into this setup. I'm gonna dive deeper into the manager setup so that you can configure work for a teammate who's gonna be responsible for a project and you just wanna make sure that they have access to everything they need. So I'm gonna click over to the manager, and here we have to fill out the personal information, like even the language of the account, send a notification email. Here we have all the sections of the tool, the reports, the tools, the projects, all the sections of SEO ranking that they can have access to. It's up to you to mark off, check the areas of the tool that they can have access to, depending on what they're capable of, and so on. Here we have different account limits. So, because a lot of tools that we have here have certain daily or monthly limits, and these limits apply to the entire account, not to the sub account. So if you want to just make sure that one of your sub accounts doesn't go crazy and spend all your account limits, you can set the limit right over here. And at the bottom, we have the list of projects that have been already created in SEO rankings in this specific project. So we have a list of everything that has been created right over here. And you can just click on it, click this, and boom, they will have access to these two tools. Yeah, this is just an example. Then you click add new user, and they will appear right over here as I showed you. It will look exactly the same. Then you can always click on the gear icon and change all the data that they have provided here. Plus, you can click on the user icon, and once you do that, the account will open up with the permissions that you have just given access, with permissions that you just gave to this specific account. So you just to make sure that your client doesn't have access to, and they can't change anything or delete anything, just make sure to check this before giving them access. And one thing that I forgot to mention about the manager accounts, that they have access to everything in the account besides the option to recharge the account balance. So that is only up to the account, the main account holder. And they cannot access the white label feature. All right. Now, one of the final things, we have 3 more things to look at, and it's going to be very quickly. One of the most important part in terms of interaction with clients is reporting, letting them know what the status is, how everything's coming along, so that they can sort of keep their finger on a pulse and know what is happening. This is best done via reports. So let's go to the report builder and see what we can do. So the smart idea here is would be to set up automated or scheduled reports, as we call them in SEO ranking. And that way you don't have to manually create reports every single time your client needs to get information on what is happening with their website. So what you just do is set up these reports, make sure that they go out either every week or every month, depending on what the situation is with your client. Probably is going to be every week, if not every day, but that still can be the case. So let me just go to the report setup to show you how this is done. Let's select a website that we're going to report on, give it a good name. I'm just going to stick with the generic name that was just generated for us right now. And at the top here, we have to select the date range for the data that will appear in the report. So make sure to do that. We have the opportunity to select the report format. You have an opportunity to select one of the default templates that we have created, so which is a ready-made template, or you can create your own template. Yeah, so just play around with those options. And you also can change the cover page, change the color scheme, so just everything is customizable. Plus you have the opportunity to add a title, a text block, an image block, page breaker, so everything is up to you. The report is fully customizable. So let's see what we can add in terms of the data from SEO ranking. So we have the opportunity to add all these tools such as marketing plan, the website audit, the table of contents, and if you click on these icons, you get more specific data on each of the specific projects, such as rankings, analytics and traffic, competitors, even social media management. So you can either drag and drop it into the system, or you can just click on it and it will appear in the list. And once it's in the list, it's still not done yet. You have to maybe give it a name, add a comment right over here, make sure that this is the project that you want to look at, select the keyword group that you're interested in, select one of the keywords, one of the search engines, or leave it at all search engines. So basically set everything up the way you want it to show your clients everything that you want to show them, and click save. Once you do that, see everything it appeared magically in the report, and you can keep going until you add everything that you want to include in the report, just by drag and dropping or simply by clicking on any of these options. Once the report is ready and you're happy with the way it looks, click Save Report. It will appear in the list, and you can also specify who the report will go out to on the specified frequency range. You can also go back and change it at any time, rename it or delete it, and so on. So this is very useful. But sometimes your clients may ask you to submit to them a specific report on a very small part, just right now, on demand. So for this, we have the manual report. This setup is going to be very, very similar here. The only change is going to be at the very in the top left-hand side of the report. So let me just quickly show you. So we have the date range for the report that they want. Maybe they want an annual report to talk to investors about. So for such situations, you can create a manual report, and you can also use the search field to find the exact part of the report that you want to include if you don't want to scroll through this list. Now, the last thing I want to show you in terms of reports is the results-based invoicing. Yeah, we're almost there, guys. I hope you've been patient and are still with me. So the results-based invoicing allows you to, so let me just quickly go to the page so that you have something visually just to see while I'm explaining it. Sometimes your clients or you may require your customers to pay for each of the ranking results that you have successfully been able to achieve and maintain. So for example, if you've been able to get from the 10th position to the first position, you can let them know how much it costs, how much your efforts cost to keep your website there and get it there. So as you can see in the table here, we have zeros here, but we have the list of all the keywords that are targeted in the specific website, and you can change this list by clicking pricing settings. So this may be something unusual to most of you, but either way, a lot of people still do this. So you can specify the website, the search engine, the currency of this invoice, if you're charging per day or for a month, and then you just populate this table right over here and specify that it costs so much to have the keyword iPhone ranking in the top first position, in the top in the second and third position, and so on. Yeah, I realize that it's a lot of clicking around, so it's going to be very difficult. For this reason, we have the import prices option, and you can just click on file format and get an idea of the kind of text file you need to create in order to populate this list a lot quicker. So this is the idea for this. If you, once again, if you have any questions on anything that has been covered in this webinar, you can always reach out to our support team and get additional information on anything. If you're working with a lot of websites and keywords, managing a lot of different keywords, then we have access to the API that allows you to just pull data by making the right request from a technical perspective. Just write, you just write a request, and all the data will be pulled to you from all the projects that you manage, so you don't have to go to each of the client's website that you manage and find each keyword that they are targeting. You can do this in bulk, as a bulk action for everything that you are managing. So as you can see at the very end, we have the API option right over here. And while it's loading, I'm gonna also go to our website where we have additional information. So on our website, we have at the very bottom of the footer, under features, we have the API button right over here. So let's click on it, and let me just quickly go back to SEO Ranking's main interface. So here we have your API key. You just generate the API key, copy it, and then go to the API documentation we have written out. And here we have everything that you need to know about getting started, how to get the API key, and how to connect it and use it. Here we have all the different information on how to interact with different sections of the tool, including the SEO PPC Competitor Research tool and the rankings data and so on. So just going through all this information will allow you to manage your large amounts of data more efficiently. So this is something very useful. And the very last thing that I want to show you guys, I'm almost done, I promise, is if you want to get an extra commission from placing our referral link to SEO Rankings project on your own website, we have the affiliate program section right over here. So if you just copy this link at the very top, place it on your website, or if you start commenting on different forums and discussion websites, and you want to leave a recommendation of SEO Ranking, and if somebody makes any purchase of our product, you will get a 30% commission. This is everything that I want to show you. You just basically all the sections that I included, you can use the free trial to check them out, or reach out to our support team. We have a lot of different documentation that you can use. Thanks again for being here, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, stay safe.